Appreciate the like. Appreciate the like. How you doing, sir in the head? Appreciate the likes, guys. How's everybody doing? Awesome, awesome. Appreciate the sub. Appreciate the sub. You can also follow me if you have TikTok. I get much more love on TikTok if you want to follow me on TikTok and see my daily life. Got 9 viewers. How's everybody doing? Patriot 76 with a coal mining gig. Coal mining? What the hell? I'm good, man. I'm not trying to break my back. But thanks, Patriot 76. Appreciate the likes as well. Where's everybody from here? Where's everybody from? Harlber, shout out to you. Thank you for joining. If you're not tapped in, sub to my channel if you like videos about the Philippines. I live in the Philippines, and right now I happen to be on a ferry. What's up, James? Nothing much, just taking a ferry to another part of the Philippines. If y'all just joining me, hit the like button if you can. Where's everybody calling in from or viewing from? Anybody in the Philippines right now? E2 Road. Hey, was in the Philippines this past November. Hey, I know that feeling, man. But I also know the feeling when you got to go back. For some of us, it's a hard thing to deal with. But yeah, how was it? How was going back? How was leaving the Philippines? For me, it's very hard to leave the Philippines without getting sad. From LA? Alright, I used to live in LA for around 4.5 years, back when I was like 16. I'm from New York, but my current city is Miami when I do go back to the US. Where did you go in the Philippines, by the way? Yeah, LA is too hot. Manila. Yeah, I was in Manila about 1.5 years ago. Manila's nice, but you gotta explore further south. At least go to Cebu, and then even a little bit further, maybe Cagayan de Oro or Davao City. But Manila's all right for, you know, modern nightlife. Oh, your girl's from Pasig. Yeah, I got a Black American friend. Maybe you know him. He's the Black Filipino on YouTube. I guess his wife is from Pasay or Pasay. I forget the name, the pronunciation. That's what's up. How was the Philippines? What's your first impression? Traffic, indeed. I'm on a ferry right now. It's pretty. The traffic was pretty good today because I'm coming from the major city, so Cagayan de Oro City, and I'm traveling on a ferry somewhere else. But since it's a holiday right now, I some religious holiday, I think it's Holy Week, maybe something like that. Traffic was really great. But yeah, any of those major cities, Manila included, traffic is deadly. I always recommend to, like, if you don't want to deal with the traffic so much or alleviate your experience, yeah, just use a motorcycle because you can go in and out of the traffic pretty easily. Like car, there's traffic. Like I'm using, like I got a car and sometimes I wish I didn't have a car. Especially if you want to, you know, island hop, you want to go to different places. Having a motorcycle tends to be more convenient. You can get it. It's cheaper to get on a ferry. You know, better in traffic, better in gas. If it's just you and your girlfriend, yeah, that's the way to go. It was a culture shock for me. Next time I go, I'll be a little bit more prepared. What in particular was a culture shock? What in particular? What kind of things shocked you here? For me, it was very, very crazy to see how heavily influenced the Spanish culture is here. Shocked. I was shocked to see like a bunch of names like in Spanish, like churches and streets. It was crazy. Just being in a foreign country, not sure where I could go without being robbed. Nah, I mean it's not like, I mean I think you're gonna be robbed, more chances of being robbed in LA, honestly. I've never been robbed in this country. The only thing that I've had taken from me was my helmet. Like I had a helmet, but it was my fault. People warned me like, yo, like somebody could take your helmet, like don't leave it there. But that was it. I've never been scammed. I guess in Manila, the only place in Manila that tried to upcharge me was a guy, like a tricycle guy. But I knew the prices already, so I was like not having that. But that's maybe the only 2 times in my almost decade living in here, in this country. I like to explore, so next time I think I'll be more prepared to explore. Yeah, man, you gotta go out to, you gotta go to Manila, get out of Manila, you know. Jace Vargas. mean, I think you're a spammer, bro, because moderators are not allowing your messages to pop up. But yeah, I recommend you to you know, head straight to Mactan International. You can go to Lapu-Lapu City. It's a great area, great beaches. I mean, great beaches if you go onto, you know, island hopping tours. Go to Pantayan Island out there, Oslo. There's a great resort out there, Plantation Bay, that I really like. Literally, you don't have to go anywhere if you go to Plantation Bay. It's a great spot for jet skiing, island hopping. They have bar in the pool. It's literally like a pool or a lagoon resort. It's amazing. So if you're still in here, E2 row, yeah, I recommend Cebu. Almost 10 years. So I've been in here 8 years. So I came, yeah, eight years, about 8 years. And yeah, I haven't gone back to the US in that amount of time, but I've been to, you know, Taiwan. I've been to other places in and around Philippines. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can follow me on TikTok. On TikTok, I have over, you know, 56,000 followers, and, you know, people gravitate towards my content more on there compared to YouTube. So yeah, if you have a TikTok, get on TikTok. It's a good way to, you know, to see what's out there as well. My diet, well, I have access to really great produce, fresh, grown, like literally three hours away is where all of the produce that I eat, that I buy and supplied through the market, is grown locally. So fresh produce, fresh meats. Your diet is what you make. Your diet is, you know, how you make it, or like how you usually live in your own country. You're from LA, you got like a bunch of restaurants, but yeah, it's what you make it here. You could be a glutton, or you could eat as healthy as a vegan or something like that. But definitely, if you live in the countryside areas, you're gonna have access to greater food, which I do. So my diet is up and down though. Sometimes I like to splurge. But if you're visiting your girlfriend, like, your girlfriend is probably gonna be used to what she's been eating for a long time, for her whole life, unless she's a, you know, pure city goer. But yeah, I guess you could eat Western style food all day in Manila, but I don't recommend it. What did you eat while you were here? Yeah, if you got any questions, man, you know, sign up for TikTok. If you don't have TikTok, sign up for TikTok. If you got any questions, hit me up on TikTok. I help many people find places, you know, to live here. I give advice for people that want to live here. So your preparation next time should be where you want to go next, the hotel, the area in which you want to go and visit around. But if you go to Manila, you're not going to have a lot of opportunities other than the city. You can head down to, like, you know, Tagaytay, which is a great place. You can see like a crazy scenery out there, or Batangas. But if you start in Cebu, you have a lot more opportunities. Like Cebu, you can take a plane ride from Cebu, pay $25 to the next island over in Camiguin Island, or you can go to Bohol. These are beautiful places, safe and amazing things to see. Geographically, it's amazing. So I'm gonna try to put more content out there. It's just when I upload a video and I see, like, 50 views, it's kind of hits my heart a little bit. So I'm gonna try to put more content out there for you guys, places to go, even recommendations on hotels and things like that. And of course, man, to stay in tune to what I'm doing here. And of course, you could just subscribe to my channel and head over to TikTok, follow me there. It's the same name, Learning to Be Filipino. For anybody that just want to tap in, I'm approachable. Yeah, man, I was once in your situation, where traveling this far to the Philippines or anywhere, and I guess across the Atlantic or across the Pacific, seemed unrealistic. But yeah, for average Americans, I think we don't really think to come this far. But once you do, you spend enough time in the Philippines, you're gonna have a lot bigger or a lot different outlook on things. Yeah, I'm just saying in general, like anywhere out of the mainland U.S. American continent, North American continent. Like, I know nobody in my family has ever traveled out, like, past the Caribbean, something like that. Alaska? Yeah, I guess you have more options. I'm coming from Miami. I guess it doesn't matter. I still always land at LAX and transfer. But I've never taken the Alaska way. I don't know. I actually don't remember. But yeah, how long did you stay in Philippines, by the way? Days. Okay. The first time I went, first time I visited Philippines, I stayed 14 days. I had an Airbnb. I remember I paid like $380 for 14 days. It was a very nice place in Lapu-Lapu, in a condominium unit. Very beautiful. Yeah, man, you could 10 days is, I think, is enough to get a gist of if it's something you want to pursue in the future as far as living. For me, it was kind of instant. I went back to the US and I was like, wow, I want to go back. And I stayed in the US for about 6 months, and pretty much had everything set up, an apartment, everything in that time, and I went back. If you have the right woman by your side, you don't really have to go back to the US unless you have to go for work. Damn, yeah. Some guys, you know, or gals have the same, you know, feeling. But you know, Manila, I don't think it's a great starting place. You know, unless the person is super, I don't know, adaptable. Not everybody's can adapt to Manila. You know what I'm saying? Manila's a tough place to as a first start. I first started in Cebu, in Lapu-Lapu. You know, a very beautiful place. Hey, Shangy girl. Allah. What's up? Long time no see. LBT? How the hell you remember that? I guess there was something you used to call me. Okay. There was something you used to call me back in the day when we had our little group chat. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, honestly, like the hooking up with Americans. Like, for example, I'm gonna give you a perfect example why I don't hook up with any other Americans. For one, if you connect with some people, some Filipinos on you know, on some stuff to where like you can connect a relationship with your hobby, you don't need American friends. I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of times the American or the expat community in the Philippines is toxic. If you take a look closely and you know you go underground with it, they all talk crap about each other. Or let's say the other day there was a guy that commented on my video. Like for some reason he thought he had like he knew more about this country than me just because he lived here longer. And he just like shitted on me. Like I'm just putting out honest content, you know what I'm saying? I'm not all of my stuff is factual. So the reason why I don't connect with most Americans or foreigners is because the expat community can be toxic. So yeah, I have all Filipino friends, maybe just 2 American friends. That's it. But I would use the expat community for guidance, for advice, and just as a reference. But yeah, there's always gonna be some dude out there that he has nothing to do, but he sits out there with his other friends and drinks beers, and they just can be toxic. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them are toxic. So if you can make Filipino friends, man, those are the ones, because you could be making 6 figures and these people live in for example, in a bamboo house. And if they see you broke down in the street or down and out some way, they're always going to lend a helping hand. Even if they don't have money to do it, they're going to find some way to help you. They're going to find some way to, you know, to be a good friend. Not all. You got to find the right people now. Right people that, you know, that you can trust, just like in any country. You're from LA, so you already know the deal. passed out a crazy amount of PAP when I was there to the people. Nice, man. Yeah, I've done that, but not like just to random people, like some disabled people that I see, people that are disabled, or yeah, it's a lot of people you can see that are disabled. They don't even have a wheelchair. They're just like walking on their knees or something. It's crazy. But if you do those kind of things, man, you should start some kind of channel so that you can attract other foreigners that do the same. That's a good community to be in. I always wanted to do that, but I don't have there aren't a lot of dudes here that are willing to do that. You paid LA prices for everything? What do you mean by that? Driving. Man, you gotta get Grab, man. Like if you're gonna take transportation, you gotta download the Grab app. GRAB. It's like Uber. You're gonna pay like $3 to $5 per ride. Maybe $3 to $7 per ride, depending on where you're going. Van. Depending on where you're going, you can take a van between like 250 pesos to 1,000, depending on where you're going, which is like $4 to $20. But 20 if you're taking the van going far, then it's definitely gonna be around 20. If I'm not taking my car and I have to go 4 hours on a van, it can cost me only $250. Yeah, one thing that that is good to keep doing is, I don't know if you do it, but just like a lot of Americans have the habit of telling people to keep the change. And if you tell people to keep the change here, even if it's just one peso, they're super grateful. So that's a good thing. But you gotta be careful of setting the bar too high out here, especially with your woman, and because a lot of people here still have a narrative that us guys or girls that go out there, foreigners, are rich, which is not the case. So when we set the bar high, then it's hard to lower that bar after, and then people start to expect. So when I first came in here, yeah, my woman, she never asked me for anything, nothing at all. I set the bar modestly, and it stayed there. I'm gonna get on out here because I'm gonna have to drive. So E2 road, I'm my internet connection is PLDT. But if you're up in Manila, it's like I forget the name, but it's a really good one, especially if you pay for like the higher plans. But yeah, man, tap in. You know, subscribe if you if you want to tap in and stay tuned. You can also follow me on TikTok, same name as it's here on YouTube. And yeah, I'm gonna get out of here because I gotta drive. So thank you for joining. Appreciate the likes, guys, and I'll try to do more lives. And I'm definitely coming out with a video the next day or two about cost of living for us expats. So I'll see y'all next time.